I wish that I could fly into the sky. Here we are, still together. So that's why you got to try. American woman, stay away from me. I belong to you. I need your body, oh, I need your body. Our time on earth ain't gonna last forever. I want to get away, I wanna fly. But baby, it ain't over till it's over. And I got to know. You make me feel so divine. Your soul and mine are entwined.
What if I told you that Lenny Kravitz, the man everybody calls the coolest rock star alive, might not be as effortless as you think? Yeah, the leather pants, the shirtless Grammy looks, the giant meme scarf, it all screams confidence, right? But underneath all that vintage velvet and designer dust was a guy literally dressing up his pain. Behind the shades and shirtless jackets, Lenny was fighting to keep it together. From chaotic family drama to behind-the-scenes money troubles, career meltdowns, and some very awkward fashion disasters that almost nuked his rock god image for good. And it gets even messier, because the very people who helped him become Lenny Kravitz might have also been the ones who broke him. So buckle up, because the man who looked like he had it all might have actually been hiding the most. So how did Lenny Kravitz sell the world on the idea that he just woke up like this? Simple. He had us fooled from the very start. Born in New York City to a glamorous actress mom and a famous TV producer dad, you'd think he had the dream life. Private schools, celebrity connections, perfect little afro bouncing in the breeze. But behind all that shiny stuff, it was way messier. His parents' marriage was rocky. There were betrayals, big fights, and a household that sometimes felt like a war zone. Little Lenny? He wasn't a carefree golden child. He was the kid sneaking into his mom's closet, wrapping himself up in scarves and bows, trying to create his own little world where things made sense. And when the family packed up and moved to Los Angeles for his mom's career, it wasn't some glamorous Hollywood arrival. It was culture shock, loneliness, and a sixth-grade Lenny trying to fit in by skateboarding, wearing puka shell necklaces, and obsessively perfecting his Jackson 5-style afro. People thought he was this naturally cool, sun-kissed California kid, but in reality, he was hustling hard, crafting the image, perfecting the look, and using fashion like armor before he even knew what the word fame meant. By the time he dropped Let Love Rule, that whole bohemian rock god thing looked effortless. But the truth? It was survival. He was still that lost kid trying to keep it together. Only now, the whole world was watching. Here's the real deal nobody talks about. Lenny Kravitz didn't just like fashion. He needed it. Every boa, every leather jacket, every accidentally iconic outfit. It wasn't just about looking cool. It was about covering the cracks. When Lenny slipped into his dad's old suits, the ones that didn't quite fit, he wasn't just being vintage chic. He was literally stepping into the complicated mess of a father-son relationship that left him craving approval he never really got. Wearing his mom's boas? Same story. The scarves, the jewelry, the glam. It was a kid still clinging to the woman who had held the family together when everything else fell apart. And when Lisa Bonet entered the picture, oh, it went into overdrive. She wasn't just the love of his life. She engineered his look. That bohemian, spiritual, I just woke up on a cloud of incense vibe. Lisa pushed him toward that. Even his dreadlocks, the most iconic hair in rock for a hot minute, started because he forgot his comb when he moved in with her. And when he tried to fix it, Lisa told him, nah, keep it. It looks good. Translation: Lenny's whole vibe happened by accident and out of survival. The jewelry, the hats, the handmade boots. Every thread on that man was stitched together from childhood wounds, broken love, and the desperate need to belong somewhere. Cool? Absolutely. But natural? Not even close. When Let Love Rule dropped, Lenny Kravitz looked like he had it all figured out. The rock star swagger, the effortless cool, the vibe. But the minute the fame machine kicked in, it almost swallowed him whole. See, Mama said, his second album wasn't just a success, it was a monster. It Ain't Over Till It's Over was blasting from every radio, every car, every TV in America. And just like that, the kid who used to walk around Venice Beach barefoot with a thrift store jacket on couldn't walk anywhere without a mob following him. But here's what people didn't see. Lenny hated it. He wasn't built for that level of attention. He wasn't the type to flex in paparazzi shots or call TMZ when he left the house. He wanted to create art, not become a walking tabloid cover. And the pressure? Oh, it wasn't just emotional. It was financial too. That bohemian rock star life? Yeah. Turns out it's hella expensive when you're the face of an empire. Huge music video budgets, massive tours he had to finance himself, lavish lifestyle expectations. Behind the scenes, Lenny was burning through cash faster than it was coming in. There were rumors, whispers that his label wasn't happy, that he was hard to manage, that he didn't want to play the fame game like they needed him to. Managers changed, tension rose. The very industry that praised him for being different secretly wanted him to become easier to control. And Lenny? He was starting to realize that the character he built to survive might just bury him alive. Now let's talk about the real puppet strings behind Lenny's early image. Because if you think Lenny Kravitz just stumbled into looking like the bohemian god of cool, you might want to think again. Enter Lisa Bonet. Yes, the dreamy, mysterious, free-spirited actress who seemed like the perfect match for him on the outside. But behind closed doors, it was Lisa who shaped the Lenny Kravitz we know today. And maybe not always in ways he wanted. Remember those dreads everybody obsessed over? Yeah, those weren't some grand artistic decision. They happened because Lenny moved into Lisa's place, forgot his comb, and when his hair started matting, Lisa told him, "Leave it. It looks good." Boom. Instant rock star hair, accidental branding genius. But it went deeper than that. Lisa encouraged the spiritual vibe, the layered thrift shop look, the crystals, the scarves, the cosmic, I don't even try to be iconic attitude. She wasn't just styling her man, she was curating a brand. And at first, it worked. The world ate it up. They were the IT couple. Pure 90s magic, a walking aesthetic mood board. But here's the twist. As Lenny's fame exploded, it started becoming clear. He was living inside an image that wasn't entirely his. And the rumors? Oh, they came fast. Talk of creative tension, of Lisa being controlling behind the scenes, of Lenny feeling like he couldn't breathe inside the persona that had made him famous. Their breakup? It wasn't just about love falling apart. It was about ownership. Who owned Lenny Kravitz's soul? The man or the myth Lisa helped create? Spoiler, even after they split, he kept wearing the image she helped build. Because by then, he couldn't take it off. For a guy who looked like he was living every rock star's dream, Lenny Kravitz was crumbling from the inside out. The dreadlocks, you know, the ones that had practically become a religious artifact for fans? Yeah. They weren't just hair. They were armor. And when Lisa Bonet, yes, the same Lisa who helped create the look, told him it was time for new energy, she didn't suggest a trim. She pulled out a razor blade and hacked them off herself. Lenny said he could literally feel the energy pouring out of him, like a part of his soul was getting ripped away. And honestly, it was. The guy who had spent his whole adult life wrapped in that identity, the free spiritual rock god, was suddenly just a dude with short hair and a whole lot of questions. And right when he was at his most raw, the industry hit him with a reality check. Time for a greatest hits album. Lenny was confused. He thought, wait, isn't it too soon? He didn't feel done yet, but the suits didn't care. They wanted to cash in. So while Lenny was spiraling, trying to figure out who he even was without the costume and the persona, his label was already pressing Burnout onto a CD and slapping a price tag on it. Behind the scenes, friends said he wasn't the same. Withdrawn, moody, questioning everything, from his music to his image to his future. Because here's the thing nobody tells you. When you build your whole identity on being effortless, what happens when it starts feeling like a job just to exist? Lenny wasn't just cutting hair. He was shedding a skin he wasn't sure he could live without. And for the first time in his career, the world could almost see the cracks forming. Just when you thought things couldn't get messier for Lenny Kravitz, enter the Super Bowl wardrobe disaster and the meme that would haunt him forever. It's 2015. Katy Perry invites Lenny to be her special guest during the Super Bowl halftime show. Pretty casual, right? No pressure. Just, 100 million people watching live. Lenny's plan, classic rock god energy, leather jacket, tight pants, no shirt underneath. Because, of course, why would Lenny Kravitz wear a shirt when he can just flash 24-karat abs? But plot twist, the TV network executives freaked out. Apparently, even Lenny Kravitz's levels of sexy weren't PG enough for prime time. So right before going on stage, he had to scramble backstage, grab a metallic mesh shirt from who knows where, and throw it on seconds before his cue. He almost missed the entrance. The network almost pulled the plug. The whole thing was this close to turning into an epic halftime scandal. And if that wasn't enough, later that same year, Lenny's fashion legend took another unexpected hit, the big scarf incident. You know the one. Lenny just trying to live his life, running errands in the freezing cold, wrapped in a scarf the size of a twin mattress. A paparazzi snapped a pic, and the internet lost its damn mind. Memes exploded everywhere. The scarf got photoshopped bigger and bigger until it looked like it could smother an entire neighborhood. There were animal versions of the scarf. There were weather alerts featuring the scarf. And poor Lenny, he just had to laugh it off. But you know, deep down, he was cringing. Because once again, the coolest man alive wasn't trending for being effortlessly iconic. He was trending for looking like the patron saint of cold weather. Behind the shades and smirks, you could almost see it. The image he spent decades building, the polished, untouchable rock god, was slipping just a little bit. And the internet wasn't gonna let him forget it. So where's Lenny Kravitz today? After all the chaos, scandals, fashion meltdowns, and viral memes, still thriving, but in his own very Lenny way. In 2025, Lenny's living mostly off the grid, spending most of his time at his massive, eco-friendly estate in the Bahamas, where he's basically built his own private paradise. And honestly, it makes sense. After decades of being too famous to breathe, he's retreated to a place where he can grow his own food, ride dirt bikes, and live shirtless without network executives screaming about it. But don't get it twisted. Lenny's not retired. Far from it. He's still dropping music, like his upcoming album Blue Electric Light. And he's sliding into new roles too, acting gigs, fashion collabs, surprise appearances with younger artists. Lenny's making it clear he's not some relic stuck in the 90s. He's evolving, but on his own terms. As for the money, let's just say, the man is not hurting. Lenny Kravitz's estimated net worth in 2025? A cool $90 million. And that's just the public estimate. Between royalties, licensing, real estate, and low-key brand deals, he's sitting on an empire he built while pretending he was just vibing. In short, Lenny figured it out. He escaped the machine, kept the legend alive, and somehow, even after all the wardrobe malfunctions, label battles, and identity crises, he's still standing, still shirtless, still Lenny. At the end of the day, Lenny Kravitz is still the blueprint for cool. The leather pants, the sunglasses, the half-button shirts that basically invented the word unbothered. But now that you know the real story, the heartbreak stitched into every outfit, the battles hidden behind the dreadlocks, the fame struggles, the financial chaos, the brand wars, you gotta wonder, was Lenny Kravitz truly born a rock god? Or did he build himself into one because he had no other choice? Maybe that's the real secret. Maybe real cool isn't about looking perfect. Maybe it's about surviving all the ways the world tries to break you, and still managing to step out of the rubble in a leather jacket and a smile. Lenny's not just an icon because of his music or his fashion. He's an icon because somehow, even after all the mess, he made survival look sexy. And honestly, that's way cooler than any scarf meme.